So it is time, ladies and gentlemen. Stacy's in Chad's Undernight Inbirth 2 time. It's of course Nick V together with Rexu, and we are here for UK against Portugal. First of all though, Rexu, how are you doing? Oh, I think you muted as well again. Give me a second. No, you're not. So tell me about your shopping spree and tell me about UK against Portugal. You should be. Thank God, Rexu's muted.
All right, Demi. Okay, Demi. Okay, Demi. Thank God, Demi's muted. Okay, you're untimed out. But yeah.
Tell me about the
Okay,
lineups.
Alright, so as you can see on the left, 5 very strong players, and this is of course without Mohsin, who is taking a short, long break from Undernight. We don't even know if he will come back to the game, of course. I hope he does what he thinks is best for him. He doesn't want to return to Undernight. I hope he doesn't feel pressure to do so. On the right though, we have Team Portugal, who very strong captain Sevs. Ravioli as well has been a very interesting name in Europe. The rest, Joe, of course, very strong Quan. I've played a bunch against them. Salibok, I think, was I don't want to say a legacy player, but was quite a long player from Clear, I guess. And Yaska, I think they are also from the Unit 2 gang, like Joe. So very interesting lineup on both sides. I think the UK is a clear favorite, but fighting games are all about upsets.
Yeah, it's definitely about upsets, and like Portugal is one of those countries that kind of slipped our minds when we were talking about like who would be going towards this top 8, because as you said, like in the green room just now, they did beat Finland.
I think that's definitely an upset. At least in my predictions, I wouldn't have thought that Portugal would be going out, but like with a group of Finland, Sweden, and Netherlands with them, like Portugal was a little bit low on the radar, but I think they impressed everyone with passing from this group, and it's going to be very interesting to see them facing their toughest opponent to date with Team UK.
Yeah, and like Team UK are definitely not slouches, right? You got Air, for example, who kind of is like not really on the map if you like look at the top players, but Air is definitely one of the people that could just upset one of them for sure. And there's many more on the UK squad, and it's mostly gonna be like, can Portugal really get their favorable matchups? Do you think it's gonna be the blind pick in set 1, of course, but whoever loses that one gets to get counter picks. And just looking at the matchup charts, I'll put it on screen once again. Do you think Portugal would have favorable matchups against UK right now?
This is an interesting question. I do feel, especially when it comes to Sevs and Ravioli, at least if, of course, they play, because it's 5 elements and only 3 will get to play. Waldstein is in a very strong spot, and Eltnum, I will not say what I feel about the character, but I'll just say she is a very, very, very strong character. Of course, she won Evo Vegas, she won Arc World Tour finals, so the accolades speak for themselves, and Ravioli is quite a strong Eltnum player as well, so the characters can do their bit. The question is then about the player, so I can see definitely it's going to be very hard, because all 5 of Team UK are ridiculously strong, but maybe some study room, some matchup knowledge, some hidden tech can really help this Portugal team be a big upset.
Yeah, they definitely have the characters on deck. So let's get these two teams to really get their lineups right now. I'm not sure if they've already sent it in, but I will explain the rules just a little bit while Rexu, you can talk to the teams a little bit and get their blind picks as well. So it's kind of like the sport tennis, where the players have to win multiple sets to, you know, to win the match, basically. So you get match is all of it. You have the match today will be split up in 3 sets, potentially 3 sets. And each set will be split up in 3 different first to 2s. So it's a lot of numbers today, and I hope it does mean we get many games, because, you know, we want competitive games. It's always the most fun. Up until now, we got 2-0 in every single week, but it means that one person cannot carry the entire team. The whole team needs to step up. So in set 1, we get full blind picks. Both teams will send in a person, and when both have sent in a person, only then will they know who the opponent is. And that's going to be like a big wild card. Whoever wins set 1 gets to pick the first person they sent into set 2, and whoever lost set 1 gets to counterpick all 3 potential games right there. And then the same thing happens in first to 3. In set 3. If, you know, if set 2 is won by the opposing team and it's a 1-1 position, then, you know, the rules are reversed. Whoever won set 1, lost set 2, gets to counterpick a set 3. So in the end, it's all fair game, but it has a lot of comeback potential as well. So Rexu, do you know who the lineups are?
Yes. So we have the lineups sent in by the team. So Team UK is starting off with Ranali, Kane, and Kim Precision. So very strong start. And the Team Portugal will be fielding Serge, Ravioli, and Yasuke. So it's going to be 6 very strong elements. And we also have the blind picks in. So for Team UK, it's going to be Kim Precision. And for Team Portugal, it's going to be Yasuke. So we're starting off with what I am expecting to be Kwon against Carmine. 2 very strong characters. Kwon dropped a lot of steps since he was top tier in the beginning of the year. Still a really strong character, I feel, but has been power crept by a bunch of other characters that got very noteworthy buffs.
I'm laughing at the names that the Team UK is gonna pop up with. UK will be on the left, so I will need them there. Let me swap their side, actually.
Okay, is Kim Precision actually on the Uzuki? This is very interesting. David Kekken. I love the name.
Yeah, there's a bunch more. I've already seen screenshots. It's gonna be very fun. But can you tell me about the Uzuki? Because usually they were playing Kwon, if I'm correct.
Yes. So Kim Precision apparently played Merkava before Under Night 2, and then switched to Kwon. And like the Merkava Kwon pipeline was very real. We saw like 3-4 players do the switch. Now playing Uzuki, who has received some very good buffs in the last patch. The last patch that saw Kwon also get some very noteworthy nerfs. So a very interesting character. We have seen an increase in number of representation, not just in Europe, but all throughout the world. We saw Defiant even bringing the Uzuki both on Wanted on a special pre-Arc World Tour Finals episode, and as well at the Arc World Tour Finals, and got a couple wins as well, I believe, with the Uzuki. So interesting character. I think definitely not explored enough, both playing with and against. But the world is an oyster with this character. Has the 3 items that you can do so much with. I think Bomb is the least explored item, but I think yesterday during Combo Breaker Pools, so like Bomb Explosion, creating a corner steal setup, which I'm not sure if it was because of the Bomb Explosion or not, but really very grimy stuff to have to handle. But she has also the coffin stance, command grabs. She's a very strong character, I feel, and quite interesting to seeing her starting off for Team UK with Kim Precision.
Yeah, unfortunately I was not able to witness any of that. I had to do Analyst Desk for League of Legends, but Yasuke will be their opponent, so Carmine against Uzuki. And do you have any insights on this specific matchup? Because I feel like it will be very volatile.
Honestly, I don't think I've seen this matchup a lot. Of course, Carmine has been at the top of the game since launch. Has been a very strong character. Won the first big tournament, Frosty Falls Things of 24. Was won by it was on Londrekia actually, Defiant on Londrekia, but still like a ridiculously strong character. It feels like the nerfs don't really matter because he's just so strong that he can create openings from nowhere. Recently, he also got the force function increase hit stun, which lets you get combos from full screen. And yeah, he's basically a complete character. Has a command grab, has a DP, has a reversal, doesn't have a meterless reversal, so that might be the biggest pain maybe for Carmine, but it's not gonna matter. Off. Oh, wait. The lobby is stuttering a little bit.
Yeah, it sometimes sometimes it happens. Someone's F11ing. So if it's too laggy, we might just get next slide. PowerPoint presentation gaming, by the way. If it's actually laggy to play, then we can just try and get different matchups if it's possible. Yeah, this looks very bad. I've never seen this before.
It feels like it crashed, honestly. Like Sev saying extremely laggy. Like this matchup in particular, or like the game in general. Because this is definitely not a fun start for either party involved. Okay,
definitely not.
Maybe
Let's try again.
Maybe get a player actually to host the lobby if this fails second time.
Come on, this vision. This is like brain rattling and having aluminium foil hat, like a hat on my head. So Twitter is experiencing troubles as well, and we have been seeing in the past that when like certain servers get DDoS attacked, then like a lot of different applications, they start being extremely laggy or crashing or whatever, right? So we had that once with, I think it was Amazon servers, where like, or like one of the plugins where like basically 20% of the internet was just down. You couldn't really use anything. The APIs, I believe. Maybe something like that, but let's hope not. Let's just hope it is the players. I'm only yapping this because we have to fill time, of course. So let's try again. David Kekum against Yasuke. Of course, Kim Precision is in the Uzuki here. The biggest question is, what do we do if everything lags?
That's... Maybe it's 50... Okay, I asked him Precision for, the MS, the ping. It looks like it's 56 MS, so it should be good. Hopefully, it holds up as we go into take 2 of the first set of Cycle Clash UK against Portugal. Uzuki against Carmine. Okay, looks like it's flowing.
No, yeah, flowing like like a like a clogged toilet flowing. Lot of spikes. Let's get to different people. Let's save this one.
Let's have Kim Precision against Yasuke. Maybe the last set, the third set.
I can go into a connection test.
Yeah, that's all right. Let's see. Okay, so while the connection test is taking act, I guess. I also wanted to touch on a small pattern, maybe. So far, we have.
This looks good.
Yeah, it's stream now, 64.
Yeah, this looks good. I've never faced a Karma, by the way.
Yasuke likes to mash though.
I like to mash as well.
We need to run the connection test with Kim Precision though.
Yeah,
it's not fair that they get to download
okay.
Yasuke first.
Go kill me. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me.
Yeah, I wanted to say that so far, the battle that we've had in both sets we've had between Italy and Turkey and France against Sweden, the team that placed second was actually able to get the victory.
Yeah.
And the team that is coming from the second place in this set is Portugal. So if the trend continues, Portugal should be able to get the victory. But of course, it's a long shot. This team is very strong, and so far the connection does not want to let us play. But Yasuke seems to be decently fine.
Yeah, this feels good. It just feels like a normal match. Like the MS is fine. All right, let's get Kim in here then.
Let's run the test with Kim.
Yeah, it might just be a routing issue. I hope not, because Portugal and the UK is like there's only water between them, and there should be like big ass cables running through that, so this should be fine. All right, let's try. Yeah, I was talking about connection. This is
I really want to see the other thing.
It's definitely Kim.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, this is okay. All right, let's hop into.
Or did he alter forward?
I think he alter forward. Okay, so let's get into our next two blind picks, and hopefully Kim can fix his connection. Otherwise, maybe we have to like sub in someone instead of Kim.
Yeah, makes sense. Like it's really not something bad or whatnot. So it's. Exceptions happen, I guess. Alright, so we'll get our first, I guess, blind pick.
I will type to them, so you can yap a little bit.
Alright, so we got the second blind pick, which will be effectively the first set we'll have today, hopefully. So we will get a new player from the teams. Of course, Team UK has Ronali and Kane, and Team Portugal has Sevs and Ravioli. So let's see who the teams will be sending in. I do feel both names are in, Nick.
So it will be Kane up against Sevs. I was about to say Walls, but you know, it's kind of go hand in hand, right?
Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's a song called Walled. And every time I listen to it, I think of Sevs and Waldstein. It's kind of funny because he's the only Waldstein I know, and Egorov, of course, but I think he's rich. But yeah, anyway, okay, so
yeah, so this
Kane is already in the lobby. I want to see the name.
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane, of course, of course.
Yeah, you can start if you want.
Oh my god. Sev's already cursing his unlucky stars. Probably this is a very rough matchup for the Wallstein. Actual doomed matchup. 11 minus 1.
I mean, this is just the nature of blind pick, right? We knew the lineups already, so there was like a 50-50 chance that this specific matchup would be happening. And you know, at least with Waldstein having quite a big range, I kind of want to hopium that yes, you can fight back just a little bit, but it's just gonna be so difficult against Hilda.
Spike. It's very rough. Okay, alright though, getting the big earth shatter, but there's the dive kick from Kane. Now. The pin. Tries to go for a reason and gets into the 5C overhead, and this has all the makings of a kill. Probably 2 bars after he spent from Kane. No, it's a combo.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, at least getting a grab, so the start is there, but getting pinned down in round number 1 here. Looking very rough, but this is a great start.
Catch, unfortunately, nothing from it, but gets it empty assault to throw. Very scary. Oh, no reaction from Kane! Old man!
Oh no, tried to read. Yeah, tried to read the up back, but to no avail, being put in the corner right now, and Creeping Edge out, so at least he's out of that part of the pressure. Oh no! What a fail-off was that? It completely missing the Hilda, and that means that all the meter is completely gone. Great tech to get out of that pressure, but again, Hilda can pressure wherever she wants, whenever she wants. Sevs, it's up to you to find a gap in the offense. It's not quite there though.
Okay, oh, the force function, good block on the overhead. Good force function, Sevs trying to keep the defense tight. Assault, oh, the Gloom catches the whiff, and that will be game 1 for Kane. Some encouraging signs from Sevs, but unfortunately game 1 goes to Kane. Remember, you can switch character, I do believe you can.
Yeah,
or we
can. Yeah, you can, if you want.
Character switch is allowed. Sevs plays a big number from the roster, so if this method doesn't work, you're free to try to change, but sticking to the world style. I mean, we did see some interesting parts in that first game, and good advantage heading into the first moments of round game 2, but then Kane strikes.
Yeah, it's like with you need one hit with the Hilda, and then all the advantage that Waldstein fought to get is completely gone, because then she can either like loop all the offense. Look at that, the resets as well, the Roomba, making sure that Waldstein has to keep blocking. There's no tech here though, and the counter hit in the corner as well.
Energy today. Sense though, unleashing the damage. CBO just the but that should be enough. Tantrum into yes, the trade helping Kane, but there's the big swipes again from Sevs into the EX Claw. And round 1 goes to Sevs. Alright, some signs of life here from Team Portugal's captain.
Yeah, and what a statement it would make for a Waldstein to win against the Hilda here, but again, Sevs just finds his way in. Waldstein has to guess way more, has to make bigger commitments to even potentially catch Hilda, while Hilda can just sit back, relax in her dark chair. Yeah, it's kill man.
These used to be lovers, by the way. Oh, Jesus Christ. Or like Hilda has a crush on Waldstein. I don't know the lore.
That is cursed.
Someone in chat knows. I mean, Waldstein was not like this. It was actually decent looking. Big spike from McKay looking to close out the first set for Team UK. DC and putting Waldstein in the corner. Cycle with Sevs though can definitely make something happen. There's a yes fed! Counts the jump with a counter hit and then jump as well against the wall. Sevs getting that life potentially now.
Yeah, spends the IW, so 5k damage on the board. Still probably needs 2 more hits to even potentially take down this Hilda, as Hilda does the Creeping Edge out and gets a catch onto Waldstein. Sevs in a bad position here in the corner. Oh man, the great break, and that should be it. Kane 2-0 Sevs here.
South there from Kane. I'm not sure if that was on purpose. That 3D felt like it was a setup, but I'm not sure what Kane was looking for there. But of course had the Gloom covering him up. So definitely an interesting option. And Kane taking first game for a Team UK. Of course now we'll have our last blind picks, which is not really a blind pick. We will be having Ravioli against Ranali.
Yep.
And I don't know if... No, it didn't count Ravioli. So, it's 1-0. So, it's... We can try doing Yasuke against Kim now, or we can try to do it later. As maybe Kim is identifying a solution, an option. We can even check with the captains if they want to run it now or later.
Okay, so Kim played against Air, and it seems fine. So let's try to run Kim against Yasuke now then. Yeah, I just... Yeah, okay. So let's try them again. Yasuke up against Kim Precision. Let me... Oh, he actually knows how to swap sides. It's unfathomable. I've never seen a player who knows how to swap sides in a room lobby.
Game-defining tech.
Yes, he labbed lobby. I read the tooltips. That's more than most players, my guy. It's shouts to you. That helps us out. Yeah, Portuguese people can read. That's crazy.
Nah, you're in the FGC. You can't read. Okay, so we'll try going Kim against Yasuke, and if it doesn't work out, we'll have to get Air on Uzuki. No, I wouldn't say on Kwon because I think Air plays a little bit of Kwon on the side. But no, we'll actually sub out Kim for Air. It's unfortunate. Maybe we can even try to see if Kim's connection gets fixed a little bit later. But right now, we're trying for the 10.
It looks bad. It looks bad. It looks bad.
This is so rough, man. It's very unfortunate.
Okay, so let's get Ranali up against Ravioli first.
So, Ravali against Ranioli.
Yap a bit, so I can get the players ready.
Okay, so yeah, it does seem pretty bad. So we will get the other set, the last players remaining. It's going to be Ranali against Ravioli. I'm trying not to be biased, but people know that I will be biased. But ooh, okay, the Portugal colors for Ravioli as well. You'll have to see that. I think Ravioli. There's the Cavallo. What the hell? Horse Ravioli, what the hell? And that's Brexit Patty. Hashtag Giza.
Giza. Score some fucking goals. Alright, let's get it. You can start. Yes. They can start. And I didn't expect to see this character. I really didn't. Akatsuki?
So, the legacy pick from Ranali. Akatsuki, typically a very strong option to start off. Probably the most confident character. I think we did see the Akatsuki get outplayed as well from Ranali. They placed a very strong third place. A ridiculously stacked bracket. Ravioli the DP. Cycle as well with the Portuguese. Oh, good. That's working out. Ravioli is in the corner now.
Yeah, the damage is not really there, but with that starter, they're just taking the hit straight up, dropping the combo though, so it doesn't matter. Counter is here, but always in the favor of this Akatsuki player. Brexit Barry, can you do it? Could finish it right here, right?
Absolutely. Oh, there it is. The infinite worth after the steer ended. So much damage. 5.5k almost.
Oh,
and that touch is such a strong option there to catch the rounds. Oh, but the rounds are 2-4C. Whoever has played against Ravioli has been hit by this sooner or later. DP on wake up from Ranalido, and we are back. Gunshot. It's not from Ravioli. 666. Oh wow, what a CS though. Fantastic.
Yeah, side swap as well. Put them right there. Strike throw does work out with simply a few taps. And Ravioli was unwilling to block all of it, so Ranali in a very good position. Garthos will get them out. Oh, what a bust out.
Brand new under night 2 move. I mean, brand new, it's like a year and a half old now, but still. Ranali closing game 1 in style. Ravioli, I think putting up a strong offense so far, but Ranali picking their spots so well. And it's game 1 for the UK. Of course, yeah, we forgot about it, but if Ranali wins this, there's no need for the Kim Precision or Yasuke set, because there's 2-0 and the UK would get the first point. But let's see where it goes. Because Ravioli can't really bring this back, not like this. However, Ranali with a strong start.
Yeah, I don't think Jesus has anything to do with this. Let's see what Eldenham can do here, though. Loves tags Veilov to get out of the pressure and overtakes it immediately as well for the strike throw mix up. But again, it's a little bit of taps to get out of the corner. Shielding again tries to get the grid back, but well, now you get it at least.
Oh my god, tries to mash. Okay, very good air fireball from Ranali. Other part kill of Ravioli. CS1 wake up 6-6, the god button. Helping out Ravioli. These are the two guest characters in Uni as well, by the way. Facing off against each other. The only two characters with an air throw. See gunshot, what a catch with the 5-8, 100 bar, and cycle available. Ravioli doesn't need any from it though. Able to get the kill. What a clutch pickup. Ravioli finally on the board. And 2 for C again.
Yeah, starting basically all the rounds whenever they can. Ravioli is on point right now. Good block on the overhead there, but he's still in the corner. Shielding up, so winning the grid cycle here. That is Celestial. Don't get hit here. There's a damage boost on that strike throw. Once again hitting. Chain shift to make it safe. And ooh, actually gets tapped out. I feel like that was a trying to tech out of the combo kind of tap, but it worked out. And Ravioli again getting a hit.
6-6 loops into the corner. The EXDP. Life in favor of the Portuguese. JACS. The block from Ranali. The command though. No jump, but no conversion as well from Ravioli. Tatsu hits the last one. And this is going to be a boatload of damage. I do not believe this will be enough damage to kill, but both players now 1 touch away from losing the round. No confirmed from Ranali.
Yeah, the withdraw makes it so that Ravioli can get the upper hand on the offense side. There's like an RPG clashing both of the Expedition 33. Parry not working out, but it does eventually do that for Ranali. Getting a round back, so it's up to Ranali to finish this off, or Ravioli to stay in this first 2 sets.
From Ravioli, EXDP for the hard knockdown, reload, Tatsu, green shield, risky stuff then. A lot of grid now being built up, you have to be careful. Good tech as well, Celestial for Ravioli. Strong block with the 6B overhead. So, oh my god, the air catch and the dunk as well. Oh, a little bit finicky though. There's a veil from Ranali. But getting caught, Nick, this could be a lot of damage for Ravioli. Unfortunately,
yeah, it's could have been, should have been. It's absolutely not though. Still, Ravioli is in a good position to finish this one. Sees the red mist and instantly goes for the DP here. Make sure that they can get a combo off of this. Of course, this won't kill. IW actually being spent here, making sure that the next touch should be able to kill, but you need to get that first.
Break throw, the green shit works out. From Ranali, who has cycled out of CS spam. Beautiful 5A. Ravioli getting caught. Wasn't even a punish. He'll wake up. Again, the Tatsu though. Ravioli
wait,
open.
Can they kill?
This could be one last touch. I don't believe so. Wait, that's not enough damage.
A lot of meter.
Yes. Oh.
I think it barely does not kill.
Chat? Say chat? I think that's dead. I think that's dead.
I don't think so. Oh.
Oh! God, pixels making the difference. Ranalito as optimal as they come. The IWAX clutch timing. The recognition as well to go for it. And yeah, ridiculously entertaining set, but it goes the UK's way. Ranali getting the 2nd set victory, which means that the UK is 1 point up now.
Yeah, and at the same time, it does mean that going into set 2 now, that Portugal can get some counter picks. So I wonder if we need to force Kim to sub out for air. I think that would be the best bet, right? Regarding the connection earlier. Or are you not agreeing with that as you are typing in the chat?
No, I think there's no other option, unfortunately. Like, it wouldn't be fair for the UK to have to play with with Kim in these conditions, of course, because it's unplayable. And it kind of doesn't make sense either to DQ the player for something that isn't really affecting the match because there is no match. So I think, unfortunately, there has to be the swap between keep position and air. So unfortunate, but it's why you should have more than 3 players on your team. That's why there's a maximum of 5 players. And if there are the need for substitutes, then yeah, it has to be like that. And now we're going to the second phase. I can actually talk in the channel, to be fair.
Okay, so Team UK has swapped Kim out for Air, so it does mean that hopefully, with Air we get some good games against Yasuke, if they face off at all, let's be real. The thing right now, UK can, or has to first pick, and then Portugal can counterpick. They lost set 1, Portugal, so it does mean that they get to counterpick in set 2. Now, who would you send in as the first UK player up against the squad of Portugal? Like, who do you think is solid enough to take a game off of anyone?
All right. I would put out Kane, but knowing that Team Portugal is trying to dodge, like Sevs is trying to not get Kane but get someone else, makes me want to at least get players out from Team Portugal before sending out Kane. So I wouldn't send out Kane. Probably I would send out Renali, because first of all, they have a really strong set right now with Ravioli, and second of all, they can play Linne really well. They can play Akatsuki. I think they had a set, but I've rarely seen the set actually come out and play. But like, regardless of character, Renali, super solid player, and has been among the best in Europe for pretty much years now. So that would be my first pick, honestly. Especially where you know that your opponent will try to counter pick, I would definitely send Renali.
Alright, UK does not agree with you. They do send in Air first, so let's look at the lineup real quick. Let me get that right now. Yep, there we go. It does mean Fatista will be the first for UK here. Now, we already know who Portugal is going to place because there's only 3 people in the team chat. They haven't subbed in anyone. Ravioli, Sevs, or Yasuke, who would you send in?
So East Air. Again, it's a zoner, so maybe it's not very advisable to put in the Waldstein. Feels like Karman can contest Batista's range decently well, plus once he gets in, it's going to be really tired for the Batista to go out. It depends if they're trying to keep Yasuke for any particular character, if they're trying to if they have a set of names that they each like studied and try to go against. If not, I think Yasuke would be a very solid choice, especially when you saw how much Ravioli has been able to keep Renali at bay. I would try to snipe Renali with Ravioli, so I think Yasuke would make a lot of sense here.
Yeah, and of course Yasuke is kind of waiting to play a game because against Kim Precision, he was forced out because the connection was not going that well. So we're still waiting for Sevs to choose who they are going to send now. And as we wait, of course, we do have a match arena. I'm not sure if you have the link ready, Rexo, but you can post it in the Twitch chat. We have, like Rexo and I both have donated some money already. So if you could add up on top of that, whoever wins the cycle clash will get all the money and they will just spread it over their team members. It's just like a minor gift for whoever wins here, because I think it's a big dedication for players to play in a week-long event.
It's definitely a lot of dedication, and it's also like some players maybe are a little bit not, I don't want to say afraid, but maybe do not like the fact that you are having a whole team on your back. But like when I was trying to, oh, it's going to be Yasuke apparently as well. When I was setting up the whole event, like some people were actually a little bit concerned that they will have people depend on them, even in just unrelated to Cycle Clash, but other team events. I've had like people tell me, like, and very strong people, not just in the uni scene but other games, tell me like I'm a little bit concerned that people will have to depend on me even though they are really strong. So yeah, it's something, of course. Mental is such a big part of fighting games, and it's not just in the game itself but even outside of the game. So interesting, very interesting. It's such a broad topic, honestly. It's fascinating, to be fair.
Yeah, it definitely is, and we can only shout out the players for being here. Shouts to everyone in the chat, of course, as well. If you want to be in another team, like a team battle like this, I do think that Rex and I are planning a second Cycle Clash already. We're just not sure when it will exactly happen, because we have had a lot of falls regarding exams and stuff, so we really need to get like proper timing the next time. But with that all out of the way, we do get into set number 2. It will be Air against Yasuke, Batista against Carmine, and the playstyles can't be any different.
Yep, it's very aggressive rush down into mix from Carmine, and the patient zoning game plan from Air, from Batista, but getting from the pump for the moment, showing his age. Not Air, it's just getting tagged for the overhead. Trade though, favor of Air. The EX and from Yasuke, unfortunately, not really coming out, and a little bit of a stroke of luck for Air, putting Carmine in the corner as well, and the Air to Air working out. Air to Air.
Yeah, I saw it. I wanted to be positive about it, but then you gave yourself a compliment. I was like, yes. But let's see if Air gets a compliment from us right now. He's very close to finishing off Yasuke. There it is, the final hit for round number 1. Air, well done. You put Carmine in the corner, and that's usually what Carmine wants to do against you.
What are we doing? Even know where he is at the moment. From the low there. Then bursts out with offense, has a cycle as well. A good spot for Yasuke. As meter though, so the reversal is available.
Does catch him out. We'll see what they can do with the setup here. Oh, great stuff, kind of pick. It's a punish here though, so if it's out, look at the damage. That was actually crazy off just a raw hit like that. Red miss, so instantly going for the flash kick. And that does mean that Air gets a win, a number 1 in this first of 2. And being counter-picked by a Carmine, that would be a big win. Because not only do you just get your first win when you get counter-picked, you also take a Carmine out of the pool of Portugal. And that was a pun as well. Yes, you finally got it.
I don't know. Yeah, it's Air with game 1. Starting off as well. A lot of offense.
Ooh.
Yasuke is, it feels like not very aggressive, so Air is taking the offense to the car.
Yeah, and that's not something you usually see from a Batista, and getting the hit once again, the low crush. Shouldn't kill yet, doesn't have the meter quite yet, unless they want to really finish it off.
Bit of focus there. It's like, oh, caught with the FF!
Oh, great snipe, great snipe. Kamehameha! Yeah, spinning in again. That does mean that... Oh, a flash kick actually is being burst out. So Carmine being full screen again has to witness the onslaught full screen. It's pretty difficult to actually like dash block against Batista, I feel like. At least I'm personally never really successful in it. And it does seem that Yasuke isn't either. And that does mean that Air finishes it 2-0 with a perfect to finish it off.
damage insignificant. Cleanup complete. That is game 1 in the second set for Team UK. And it's getting a little bit dire now for Portugal because there's a lot of pressure on their next player. As it's make or break. They need to win, otherwise Team Portugal has to salute the competition. And the UK moves on forward. Of course, the winner of this will have France as their next opponent, so it's not going to get any easier for either team. As, yep, that's Air and Yasuke out. So now it's going to be between Ranali and... so it's Ranali and Kane.
Kane, yeah.
I think here the UK can be sneaky. They can send in Kane. Honestly, like it's kind of like if they send in Sevs. Hey, I mean it's like Sevs has to pull up if maybe Ravioli trying to keep the team alive. It's going to be interesting either way. Okay, so it is going to be in fact Kane going up for Team UK.
Harry Kane once again showing up. And we will be seeing Ravioli against the Hilda this time. No Waldstein to worry about. Ravioli with the Eltnum looking very strong, like has a lot of tools to really fight back against the Hilda. The question is if, you know, Kane lets them fight back.
Yep. It's going to be very interesting. We have seen this matchup at the highest of levels between Mawaru and Sanaru. So is it going to be a replay? Generally, it is the Elcom coming out on top. Is Ravioli able to emulate the EVO champion, the Arcworld Tour champion, or will Kane close it out and send the UK through to the next round? All will be decided these 2 or 3 games. Kane and Ravioli! Here we go.
Yeah, getting shot face first. No shotgun, just a pistol needed. There's a whip him back into shape, into the corner. Let's see if they can escape it here. There's no proper reversal from Hilda. Possible, of course. Yes, you can escape if there's enough frames, but that's the biggest question. Do you get the frames? So right now, Ravioli is not giving any of them to you.
Strong round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this going to be enough damage? It's not. Okay, still alive to take on the cross. Let's go for force function overhead. What a backdash from Ravioli. Concluding a ridiculously strong round 1-4-C, but then trying to act. It's like -8 something. What? Ravioli fights back.
Yeah, trying to be a little bit creepy. The overhead was not blocked this time. And the veil off does work out for once against Hilda. For Hilda, actually. Roomba does catch the Elton player here. And oh, wow, what a great catch out here once again. The damage is on point, and yep, you can make Hilda block, but the orb does not disappear. It's still active.
Good block on the overhead, and then the catch. The counter hit on the whip. Roll it out. Kane in the corner.
Ooh.
Wow, dive kick.
Yeah. Gotta work on that extender combos there, and they're dropping out of the combo and immediately getting punished here. And again, Hilda in a bad position. We saw how that worked out in round number 1 for the Hilda player. There was nothing they could do to escape the corner. Now you have to try at least something. See, ooh. Veloff will push him out of this CS there, so no plus frames. that was kind of dirty, but great defense shown by Ravioli. Finally, does get hit. There's no conversion though.
There, Ravioli trying to match out with the low, but that force function is feet in mode property. Big catch from Kane has been available. This is all the makings of a Kane victory, and the big spike. That was a spike or a skewer.
Yeah, skewer.
Will settle it, and that is game 1 for Kane. Ravioli playing really, really well, but unfortunately, that big force function low crush changing the tide of the last round in favor of Team UK. Kane now needs one game, 2 rounds, and victory is secured.
Yeah, we could be looking at another sweep. We've been seeing it every single time here in the top 8, and UK might be doing it here as well. We haven't seen a close set yet in this top 8 of the Cycle Clash. Let's see if we can get it here. Not like that though.
Pin whiffs though. Go for a cheeky reset. And the dive kick again, getting a big out the hit for Kane. Really might be getting a little bit flustered. Unfortunately, there's another pin. It's so cheap.
Well, might be cheap, but a win here will be expensive, of course. 100 euros on the line. Portugal, you need to pop off now, but Ravioli in a bad position does find a way to punish Hilda, whiffing on the last hits in the combo, but mashing out. Could take the risk. Had a lot of HP still on their side, so I respect it. Oh.
Ravioli was trying to go for a reset on the EX, and it's set point. It's battle point. Okay. Both players. Good shield from Ravioli, but the Rumba is out. Have to hold this mix. Trust. Chief of Kings already the cycles. Cure.
Yeah, this is just gonna be the game for now, right? There's no reason Hilda should be going in. Has the life lead, but does do it anyway. Ravioli a little bit impatient, so Harry Kane here scored the goal, got in, and oh, the DP going absolutely nowhere except to hell. Unsure if they skill C. Okay, never mind. That's gonna be it. That is absolutely gonna be it. UK 2-0s. Portugal here in the sets, and they will move on in the top 8. You know who they're gonna face next, right?
Yes, sir. It's going to be none other than Team France, who's waiting for the British team. Of course, strong victory last week over Sweden. Now it's going to be even a more interesting France against UK. What we would have expected would be the final, but the way that the draws came out, they had to meet one step earlier, but it's still going to be a hell of a set. That means that we have 3 of our 4 semi-finalists, actually. And we have one last set to be decided between Belgium and Russia. We're still trying to figure out the best timing for that, unfortunately, because of exams and other stuff, but we'll try to get it out of the way as fast as possible to continue with the Cycle Clash. We do not want another 5-month pause, that's for sure.
No, that is definitely something we don't want to happen again, and I mean, like, we should have had like 2 full Cycle Clashes within that time, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. So let's take a look at the bracket. I've updated it just now, so again, it's a 2-0 victory. We do see that France against United Kingdom will be the first quarterfinals, as you said before. Turkey is still waiting for the match between Belgium and Russia to be scheduled, so that will be next sometime. Of course, you can follow at Rexu with a 3 or at NickViciousCom on Twitter. I would know Twitter is currently down, but you can keep that in the back of your mind. We will be posting the schedule as we get the news as soon as possible. Until then, we don't know when we'll be back on. I don't think it will happen next week. And I think our aim is to get it in 2 weeks, correct?
I'm not sure. Like, legit, because, like, the exam period is kind of rough, apparently. So, we'll try to find out a time that works for everyone without delaying the event too much. What I can say is we'll definitely have sets in June. If push comes to shove, we might just run the semi-final at like before Belgium against Russia, just to keep the event going, and then have the matches take the order again. But like for now we don't have any idea about when. It should be in June anyway, but we don't want to delay it too much.
Yeah. Speaking of delays, let's not delay because I believe there's a big tournament happening right now in America. I don't know if they're live, Combo Breaker, but we can hop in there if they are. Let me check that real quick.
They should be live in an hour.
In an hour?
I'm not mistaken, yes.
Alright.
We cannot rate them, but...
No, we can go for Anime Illuminati. We can rate them, the goats.
Alright, Giuna.
Yes, exactly. I do believe that they will be watching Combo Breaker at the very least. So let's say hi to Anime Illuminati, say hi to Jijuna, and you know, have a fun day full of more fighting game events. Of course, we'll be soon back with Cycle Clash again. Take care and see you next time.
Yeah. All right. Hey, what up? Thank you for the raid. Let's go. Let's game. You know what game we should be playing? I don't know how many times I got to tell you guys. The game we should be playing is Sam Show.